I guess we got disconnected. I guess, I guess, I guess we got, I guess we got a little bit too close to the truth, didn't we, folks? I guess we kind of got a little bit too close to the truth. I mean, the thing is, I'm laughing about it because the thing is, I had two channels. One I built in 2011 in November, and in November of 2011, and the second one in December of 2015. The one I built in 2015 had 627 subscribers. My 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 first one had 125, 130 subscribers, and now the whole idea of allowing content creators to come back and create new channel, but also says if you create a new channel, it does not carry over the list of videos you made or your monetization. That's a do over. It means you got to start over again, And my my videos are not monetized. Okay, they're not monetized. So I'm sitting here thinking, okay, that's good, but kind of ironic because the thing is, you're allowing you're allowing people that you ban over. Okay, for example, here. Okay, for example, I did a video on the 2020 election, and I wasn't rude. I wasn't, foul mouth, whatnot. I was just if you state a point, right? If you state a point of seeing red flags in anything, like the election, right? The election, the Super Bowl for one, you know, um, court cases and shit, red flags, red flags. Um, I was talking about the election, the 2020 election, and it's still getting talked about today. Like, do you think President Trump thinks the 2020 election was rigged? Look, if somebody says they feel like it's rigged, right? It's rigged. If if somebody feels like an election was rigged, the Super Bowl was rigged, that kind of thing, you cannot be mad at them for having a feeling or thought, you know, because if you have a feeling or thought, right? Well, that's like Hillary voters would say Trump rigged the election. Democrats were trying to rig the election because Bernie Sanders had what 130 what was it 1,300 something um, numbers to get the nomination and shit. Hillary had 2,500. Bernie Sanders was giving her the run for the money, but yet, guess who was the DNC chairwoman in 2016? Right? Debbie Wasserman Schultz. She was the DNC chairwoman. Oh, yeah. Democrats have a new Democrats have a new DNC chairman. Now, the DNC and the RNC, they have a chairwoman or chairman, and they have 3 vice chairs. Um, Democrats had David Hogg. They had David Hogg. And David Hogg got removed because he was using his position to raise money. Yeah. But you could tell in his face, that he wanted to become chairman of the DNC. So damn bad. Now, when I got some videos removed, here's what's insane. Now, 2018, 2018, I got a new phone. I was stoked. I was like, just really stoked, man. It was a HTC U11 Life. Awesome phone. HTC is like my third favorite company, and they're out of Korea. Actually, they're out of Korea. Actually, um, either that or Thailand, or one. No, not Thailand, but either Japan or South Korea. Some and it was the HTC U11 Live. Awesome phone. I liked it. And I was talking about it, and I was reading from the box. And when it got pulled from my channel, I didn't even get an email from YouTube saying the reason we removed your content because your phone was too blue. Yeah, it was blue. It was a blue HTC U11 Live. Well, it's an awesome phone. Um, I was telling a buddy of mine, I go, I bet I probably pissed off a hardcore iPhone Apple dude, Oh, by the way, about that, I do have an iPhone, and it's the red one. It's the red one. Now, this is a 2022 third gen iPhone SE. Now, it does have an update. 18.7.1. Right now, this update is where you can also upgrade to iOS 26. Now, I think that idea from going from 18.7.1 to iOS 26 is a really dumb idea because from 18.7.1 to iOS 26, you're in between you're missing. By doing that, you're missing in between, and that's a Apple iPhone SE, and third gen. I've had it for 3 years. Um, I got it at the same time that YouTube pulled the anonymous Republic Network, and because I was sharing some stuff from certain channels off of Telegram, and they didn't like that. YouTube did not like that one bit. They hated it. They hated that. Any kind of now. Check this out, okay? There was at the time it was a 20-year old. It was a 20-year old footage from 9/11. Okay, it was a reporter and an anchor talking. Okay, and out of the blue, it got pulled. Now, one of the dumbest things ever is that when you get an email, they tell you, "Dear so and so, we watch your content, and think we think your your content violated our community guidelines and some policy." Now, my question is, how, instead of saying you think, how about to say the reason why? Just don't say you think, because YouTube, you don't do enough thinking. Don't get me wrong. I love this platform. I do. I love this platform. I do. But when can you guys use your common sense, or what my dear friend would say, your discernment, your and it's sad because from now, look, July of 2016. Now YouTube did a full blown channel purge. Now we all know why. This was during the 2016 election, and YouTube content creators have created content where you could get a million plus views. I've always wanted to have a million plus views, that shit. But I don't want to get that mark because because see the thing see the reason why I'll never reach 100 a million views. Tell you why. There are people on this platform that are serial flag violators. Like, um, what's that one? What's that one organization? Spam 404. Spam 404. Now, there's these groups that will that will create a channel and they will try to remove you. Now, there was one that targeted um, AMTV. It targeted Red Pill Revolution. It targeted the Info Alex Jones show. I mean, it targeted a lot of people. You know, a lot of people. But I mean, it's like, dude, um, it's not good, man. I'm like, fuck. And Spam 404. The other thing is their shit is our job is to remove this kind of people off the internet. Here's an example. If you were doing a giveaway, right, a giveaway. So, like, for example, if I was giving away 100 PS5s or 100 Xbox Series X's and shit like that, you know, and I say I'm gonna be over at this location. I'm giving them all away. Now, that would be considered. Now, for example, this happened in New York, right? In New York. This little bastard said he's giving away 100, or he's giving away PS4s or PS5s in New York. And hundreds of, like nearly 1,000 of people went out there to get a PS5 or a PS4. He didn't have them. He didn't even, he had no PlayStation 5 or 4, whatever it is. He had not even one to give away. Now, the guy got arrested for causing a riot because these people got mad. They were pissed because how could this jive ass turkey lie? Now, if I did that, right? If I did that, saying I'm gonna give away 100 PS5s and 100 Xbox Series X's and shit, I'll be over here. Just come and pick it up. I would be arrested if I didn't even have either one or even one, and people would riot and shit. I would be arrested for causing a riot because I would have pissed off people saying that I'm giving away this, I'm giving away this. No, you got dumbass. Here's one. This was around I would say 2000, what, 13, 14 at the time. This little bastard, this little bastard, he got some deep shit. There are some there are some creators of content that would bullshit the viewers for clicks and views and whatnot, you know. And this one little bastard said, "I got GTA 6." Do you know what it was? It was a blank CD, the ones you could burn a music on. He created this cover, this fake GTA 6 cover, put it on this blank burner disc, and he created this fake ass game cover, and he got called out. He got called out for that shit. He got called out for that shit, you know. And I told him, I go, look, don't lie, don't lie, you know, because I tell you why, because they're gonna call you out, and the people you piss off, they're gonna want to find you, you know, and tell you, look, you lie, man, you lie to people, man, you know. Um, don't lie to your viewers, man. Do not lie to your viewers. Don't say you're gonna do a giveaway unless you have something to give away, you know. Um, if you're running a raffle, if you're running a some kind of giveaway thing, you know, like you're giving away a controller for a PS4 or 5 or Xbox Series X, whatever, and or you're giving away a headset. You know, that's pretty cool. You know, the worst headsets are Mudcats. Mudcats, the Mudcats headphones, they suck. They suck. Turtle Beach, those ones are pretty good. Those are pretty good. Now, now the reason they're allowing content creators to come back and rebuild a new channel for themselves is because during the COVID-19 and the post 2020 election, people would want to talk about it. They want to air their grievances and shit about the election and also about the COVID-19 bullshit. And YouTube had an issue with that. If you mentioned the election, that video you done will be removed for a policy violation, you know. Even if you air your grievance, you know, air your frustration, it will be considered an election misinformation policy violation. You know, that bullshit. Now, also, if you mention COVID-19, WHO, or I mean, Susan Wojcicki before she died said on CNN and CBS News that if you mention the WHO, if you mention COVID-19, if you mention whatever, you know, and she mentioned vitamin D or C or Z, whatever it is, she said your video would be removed due to a policy violation. Now we all know what policy that is. It's the medical misinformation policy, right? If you mention the Nuremberg Code, look it up. Without even if you mention the Nuremberg Code, now now they would throw a medical misinformation policy violation on your video, right? Now, the one thing I've mentioned a couple times, I've read the Nuremberg Code from his phone, and and word for word, word for word, and that didn't get pulled because I was reading it from my phone. But I think that we need these little bastards to actually research things before trying to get someone banned off of a platform. Because the thing is, but we all know that's not what they want. If you mention something and you bring receipts, I'm saying facts that can be corroborated, that can be fact checked and whatnot, So I mentioned the 1902 Dick Act. It's a militia, no, a militia, some kind of militia act kind of thing, or but um, I've had a few videos that I did removed, but thing is, I got mad at YouTube and I told them, I go, look it up, research, man. I mean, look it up, dude. Research, I I've done it for years, like if I want some information, I'll go to DuckDuckGo to get it because Google, they will not, they'll give you a list, but certain things you're looking for, they will remove it. But if you look it up on DuckDuckGo or a search engine on Brave or Labor Wolf or um, um, Vanadium, I can look on my phone here. This my Google Pixel 6a with the Graphene OS on it, and it has a search engine. I don't use Bing. I don't use Google because they don't really give you what you're looking for to search for, But it's a kind of a sad thing, you're trying to research something and you're looking for something to research and get information. Sometimes you don't get what you're looking for, you know, and I mean you don't really get what you're looking for. And that's pretty bad. Look, I doubt that, and this comes from me. I doubt that YouTube removed the COVID-19 and the 2020 election bullshit from their policy violation kind of thing, from their policy thing. I think it's still there. It's just that they're buying their time to, if they want to be a dick, they'll they'll hit you they'll hit you with that because I think they did that just to fuck with us, man. For example, Nate Fuentes and Alex Jones. Oh, was it Nate or Nick? Well, is it Nate or Nick Fuentes? Because him and Alex Jones did a video together, and it was the Alex Jones show. And after 12 hours, they pulled that channel. They pulled it. They pulled it. So nobody's really buying this shit. Neither am I. But yet I wish that I do pray that they have common sense to realize, look, let the viewers decide. Okay? Let the viewer decide whether, no. So I went and got um, got a brand new Xbox. Greta slams world leaders over Israel detentions. Now, my question here is for you guys.
The first thing
Do you guys think that they released her? I mean, do you guys think they really got her and then released her? You know, um, she's a shill. Greta Thunberg's a shill. In the dictionary under shill, you see Greta Thunberg, Dean Withers, Harry Sisson, um, Dylan 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 Mulqueefy. Um, I think the one person that needs to be removed off of social media, and that is what's his name? He's a groomer. Um, what was it? All of 2023, 2024. um, I came I came back to TikTok in 2023, and I got what up to 2,296 followers, and Jeffrey Marsh was like really a sick fuck. He is a sick fuck. Um, he's a groomer. He's a groomer, and the guy needs to be locked up, man. And he says, "Hi, I want to talk to the kids." No, you don't, dude. You don't want to talk to kids, man. No, you don't. Here's a guy. Look, a 47-year-old man, a walking ass clown, a cheap walking human urinal who wants to talk to your kids. No, you don't, dude. No, you don't. No, you don't. You know, this walking urinal cake Why don't you talk to your kids on what's that platform where he wants you where he wants the kids to steal their parents' credit card and shit, and then he says, "I want to be your family." No, you don't. No, you do not, because it'll be a bad idea for you, pal. Jeffrey Marsh is a walking urinal cake. Okay, a groomer who thinks he's a woman, dude. As long as you have your twig berries, you're still a dude. Okay, you can wake up, you can wear the worst makeup ever and wear the worst get up. You're still a dude. But a few years ago, if you mention this kind of if you mention this kind of shit, right? If you mention this kind of shit, you would have your content video removed, and not just that, right? You would have a you can't do a video for 90 days, right? That's 3 months. 3 months, okay, for 90 days. Now, now it's if you get 3 strikes in 90 days, your channel's gone. You know, instead of the can't do shit for 3 months. If you get three strikes in 90 days within the 3 month span, you um, you lose your channel. You lose your channel. I liked it where it was you can't do shit for 90 days because if you had a backup channel that you could use, um, that'd be kind of good, But now it doesn't matter if you have a backup channel or not. If you get 3 strikes in 90 days, fuck. I mean, if YouTube is allowing people to come back, or look, I wasn't banned. Banned means if they look, I wasn't banned. I said my channel gone. I created 2 new channels, right? 2 new channels, and so I'm sitting here, 2022. I get an email. Dear so and so, you got your 3rd strike. That means your channel is removed. You can appeal, but most likely your appeal will not be accepted. That's like being on TikTok, man. You know, on my TikTok channel, I have was it 1,300? Was it? Um, I have um, I have 1,330. 1,330. That's more than what I have here at 45, at 46. Um, I have 3,923 likes. I have 4,181 followers. 2023, I had 2,296. I was like very close to 2,300. I was like close to. I was very close. Getting 3,000 followers. And very, 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 very close because I wanted to get 10,000 followers, and and I think just reaching a milestone, as say like if I reach 1 million subs on YouTube, I think that's a lot of hard work, a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication. Um, who what was that channel? PewDiePie. He he has over four, what was it, 55 million subs? 55 million subs, the most on this platform. 55 subs. No, 55 million subs. That's PewDiePie. 55 million subs. Like, dude, that's fuck. 55 million subs. Way over 1 million views, man. I tell you what, way over 1 million views. What the hell? Oh shit.
This settlement check completely changed my life, and it came from a car accident I almost forgot about. I never imagined.
Okay.
I told you it would happen. Don't ever doubt me. I told you this would happen. Did I not say? Cody first, Letitia next. Letitia James, everyone, just came indicted moments ago, minutes ago, by the DOJ of the Donald J. Trump administration, on mortgage fraud allegations. Because she has a property in Virginia that she said was primary residence. Apparently, it was just an oversight, according to Letitia. Not according to the DOJ, not according to the grand jury, but it just indicted one attorney general of the state of New York, one Ms. Letitia James, and we are all into the story. Welcome to the program, everyone. Big, big show.
Finally, Letitia James gets indicted. Oh fuck. The human pork butt got indicted. The human pork butt got indicted. About damn time. Now, here's the thing. When Donald Trump was trying to collect enough money to pay the $450 million, right? He got help. Now, check this out. After he paid, right? Letitia James wanted to investigate the guy who runs the company that helped Donald Trump. That helped him. Um, now, Adam Schiff, how come he's not getting hit with mortgage fraud, right? Because he has a home in Maine, right? As a permanent residence. And he's a senator out of California, here in California, right? Miss Pork, Lady Pork Butt, Letitia James, gets indicted for the very same fucking thing, right? Same shit, fraud, And she said she wanted his assets. That judge says Mar-a-Lago is worth about $18 million. Mar-a-Lago is not worth $18 million. Okay, Mar-a-Lago is worth 100 times more than that, man. Shit. So, Lady Pork Butt Letitia James gets indicted by the DOJ for mortgage fraud.
As Hamas surrenders to Donald Trump, here's the tape. We have reached a deal for ceasefire to put an end to the aggression and also to proceed to a permanent ceasefire and the withdrawal of the army and to allow the aid to enter into Gaza. Okay, amazing news. Boy, the media is going to have to get crow. You know who else is going to have to get crow?
President Trump were the architect of that. I'd nominate him for a Nobel Peace Prize.
That may just be happening. Meanwhile, we're getting a lot more news on this freaking Watergate story that nobody's covering. It seems in the mainstream media, yeah, they don't want to. They don't want to cover this, but it's a big freaking deal. Trust me.
We now know the secret's out. Everything Joe Biden told us that it was a conspiracy to think his family was a conspiracy to think his family did everything wrong. His own government knew that his son was involved with a crime company.
You better believe they did, and they lied to us, and they lied to us again and again and again and again. Plus, it turns out that Biden actually stopped the CIA memo that would have put a lot of this stuff forward. And of course, we're going to talk about Democrats behaving badly, not just Letitia James with her allegations, but somebody that you may or may not have heard of, one Katie Porter out in California trying to replace Gavin Newsom. And outright shocked. Okay, and that's just the beginning. Welcome to the program. Make sure you subscribe, share, like. Guess what? Letitia James has just been indicted for alleged mortgage fraud. Grand jury indictment getting handed out of Virginia. We told you this was coming. Lindsay Halligan.
First, Jim Comey. Now, Lady Pork Butt, Letitia James, gets indicted for mortgage fraud.
Remember getting put into the slots because apparently some of the James Comey's weren't willing to go forward with his indictment. It's a small town, small world. Heck, you got the son-in-law of one James Comey who was actually working in that particular U.S. Attorney's Office. So guess what? Things are different now. You got Lindsay Halligan in there, and she not only came forward with the James Comey indictment that we saw the other day, he's pleading not guilty, but you also now have Letitia James pleading. Well, she hasn't pled yet. That'll be interesting. Letitia James. We have to assume she's going to plead not guilty because that's what she's been telling us in the media all along, that she's somehow not guilty, but this is just somehow a clerical error. Well, a clerical error or not. Letitia, the fact that you went after him as badly as you did for an inverted version of this very issue, it's kind of a weird, sweet, poetic justice, don't you think? I mean, don't forget what you did with Donald Trump, going after him for falsely documenting things like square footage and possible value of his Mar-a-Lago property, because according to Letitia James, it was only worth $18 billion. We all get together, we riot for that, right? A GoFundMe together. It was only worth a million, 18 million. It's worth a lot of money. Definitely not 18 million. I mean, anybody could tell you that. You don't have to go to a real estate agent. You don't have to go to a fancy consultant. When it's Letitia James, shouldn't be.
Damn. It is a sweet poetic justice here, you know. I mean, this woman committed mortgage fraud. Mortgage fraud. Shit. You know, it is, I'll be honest here, it is bullshit, you know. Well, I mean, what about Maxine Waters? Represents Los Angeles, California. Okay. Represents um, LA, but lives in a $14 million mansion in Beverly Hills. People in LA, the district that she's supposed to be representing, they're suffering. You know, shit. I'm surprised about here. I'm surprised that she didn't run for LA mayor of LA. She can't. She lives in Beverly Hills. All right. She's supposed to represent Los Angeles in the Senate or Congress, you know, that shit. Now you got uh, Adam Schiff, California, now a senator, represents part of California. Committed mortgage fraud by listing a house in Maryland as, was it Maryland or Maine, as a permanent residence. Really, dude?
Making those kind of calls. And we don't want to be in an environment where the state is actually intervening like that with a private company. In this case, it was Deutsche Bank that was making the call to lend him the money. But what's amazing about this is then the tables turn, right? They tried. They tried to bankrupt him. They didn't want him ever being back in the Oval Office. And now he is. And the DOJ is prosecuting one Letitia James because of what.
I like nothing more but to say this is Donald Trump's revenge tour. I call it Payback's a Bitch tour.
Is believed to have been mortgage fraud. Again, these are the allegations, enough allegations that the jury came forward with the indictment. I realize, okay, I know it's easy to get an indictment. You know, they say you can indict a ham sandwich. But the point is, an independent jury in an area that actually is not exactly conservative. We're not.
You couldn't indict a quaking chicken.
We're not talking Trump country here. That jury came forward and said, yes, there's enough to indict her. So she is now going to have her day in court. And you know what? It couldn't happen to a nicer person. Now, could it? I mean, she was ready for this, though, right? Didn't she tell us? She was ready. She's like, she's quoting scripture and this, that, and the other. She's seen the little one a couple months ago.
I don't know about you. It's that stone of hope that inspires me each and every day. And listen, faith and fear can never share the same space. And so I'm covered by the blood. And I'm not afraid, Donald Trump. You can come after me. But you and me, nothing formed against me will perish. Nothing formed against me. Nothing formed against me. Nothing formed against me.
So maybe. And Gandhi, Lindsay Elgin, Donald Trump's DOJ. You
Nah, only thing she fears is a orange jumpsuit that says Department of Corrections.
got a tough road, a whole one with Tisha James. My gosh. Big news crossing moments ago. Just bringing up to speed here. I told you this would happen. We've been covering it for months, have we not? And everybody's like, when is it happening? When is it happening? Trish? I told you. Remember what Dan Bongino said the other day? There was a lot more on the way. And he said, sit tight, everyone, sit tight. I mean, we're learning all kinds of things, are we not? Considering what Captain Bongino just revealed about all those senators that had their phones wiretapped. We're gonna have more on that story because that's a biggie. But Letitia James, I'm telling you, she is in trouble. Big trouble. Here's her defense, and it's not a good one. Watch.
Oh, not at all. And let me just say to all New Yorkers and to all Americans, the allegations are baseless. The allegations are nothing more than a revenge tour. As you mentioned, my office was successful in securing a $454 million judgment against Donald Trump and others for exaggerating the value of his assets, the engagement in patent practice of fraud, and the interest is accruing each and every day while the case is on appeal in the first department.
Well, you weren't that successful because I do recall Letitia. Actually, that thing getting thrown out was it not thrown out? It was thrown out because you see it's a violation of the 8th Amendment. You can't have these kind of egregious, nonsensical $500 million penalties. I mean, the crime and punishment kind of need to be somewhat similar. The whole thing was thrown out, remember?
Dr. Court, a New York appeals court just this morning has thrown out President Donald Trump's massive civil fraud penalty. The decision from a five-panel group in New York's appellate division changed the original decision that stood to cost over $500 million. One appeal judge calling the lower court's penalty an excessive fine that violates the 8th Amendment of the United States Constitution. Remember that New York Attorney General Letitia James' office says despite this decision, they will not be dropping the case.
Yeah. Well, you know what? You've got a whole other set of worries right about now. When I'm Letitia James, and I'm sorry, I don't feel very bad for you. I don't feel bad at all because you know what? I think that
If they threw out, right, the $500 million judgment that the thing, now, then she says, well, I'm not going to drop, we're not going to drop the case. Well, she would have no choice but to do it anyway, because the thing is, if she's indicted, right? If she's indicted for mortgage fraud, she would need to, she would have to drop it because the thing is, she's indicted, right? Her indictment or dropping the case against Donald Trump. If I was her, I would drop the case I would drop the case and worry about the indictment. Because she ain't got the $500 million. And she says, I'm not going to drop the case. The one court says that she violated the Eighth Amendment, you know. So if she had any common sense, Lady Pork Butt, she threw that the one court threw out that 400 was it $500 million thing. They threw it out. She says they may have thrown it out, but I will not drop the case. Yeah, you will, because you admit to having a home in Virginia while you're an AG, a Attorney General of New York, in New York. You're committing mortgage fraud. And that carries what, a 30-year sentence and shit?
You might as well just commented. You know, losing glass houses should not throw stones. Isn't that the expression, right? So just to back up for a second, and again, if you are a regular here on the Tricia Show, you know this story inside and out, right? Because we have covered it at length. But there's a few things going on. In particular, what this case is related to is that property that she had in Virginia. Okay, so the one in Virginia where she bought it, and she actually said, for her power of attorney, she's saying, this is my power of attorney, it was a clerical error, blah, blah, blah. For her power of attorney, that this was going to be her primary residence. Now, the reason you can't actually do that, you get two homes, one has to be your primary residence, one has to be your vacation home. The reason you can't do that is because typically would pay off the primary residence first. Right? If you have a mortgage, you're always going to pay your mortgage on your primary residence. You may not pay the mortgage if things are tight on the vacation home. And so that she typically will get a lower rate. And she had, you know, FHFA backing, etc. And this is what the FHFA, William Pulte was actually the original one to point this out because he's like, wait a second, what is she doing? And so it's really threatening the entire system in a way that's very different, frankly, than what you saw with Donald Trump. She was alleging back then that he was threatening the entire system. If Deutsche Bank went down because of their loan to Donald Trump, then everything was going to crater. I'll tell you, way back when those judges weren't buying it. Remember this? When the judge that was representing Letitia in the appellate court, because that's how it works, she gets suddenly, hopefully a little bit smarter, hopefully a little bit less political on the appellate level. I mean, the judges just shot her down as soon as she approached Judith Bale, approaching the bench. Bye, honey.
Statements support Judith Bale for the New York Attorney General's office. All of the defendants repeatedly violated the rule.
Can you identify any previous case which the Attorney General sued under Executive Order 6312 to upset a private business transaction that was between equally sophisticated parties, with the supposed victim had the ability and legal obligation to discover the allegedly misrepresented matters by conducting its own due diligence, where the supposed wrongdoer advised the supposed victim through written disclaimers to conduct its own due diligence and to draw its own conclusions, where the alleged misrepresentation was entirely concerned with inherently subjective valuation of properties and businesses, and where the victim never complained about any part of the transactional losses from it. Because I've gone through the cases which you cited, and all of them involve the consumer protection aspect, it involves protection of the market.
So, and I want to add to this question, and little to no impact on the public marketplace.
Okay, very different case here with Letitia James and the allegations that are being leveled against her because it would have an impact on the public marketplace. By the way, we also had Brownstone in Brooklyn where she apparently said she only had units instead of 5 because it went a different set of circumstances in terms of what you could qualify for. And then if you really want to go back in time, guess what we can find? Oh, the father. She went and got a mortgage with her dad and actually said that she was his wife. I mean, so we got a pattern of repeat behavior, if you ask me, for goodness sakes, right? I mean, wow. So you know that this actually carries a
Wow.
rather significant jail sentence, and she could find herself in jail. We do know that Letitia has been so worried about all of this that she has engaged the services of one Abby Lowell. Now, Abby Lowell is the attorney that represented none other than Hunter Biden. Yes, Hunter Biden, because Hunter Biden was in all that trouble over the Hunter Biden laptop. And so he represented him during that time. He's now representing Letitia James, and I'll tell you guys, this is unbelievable. She's getting money from this legal defense fund. Let me tell you who's paying Abby Lowell's bills right now. Okay, so she's out of cash, she's out of money, she's pretty much desperate right now. She has officially been indicted, and she doesn't have any.
Unless she pocketed half of that $500 million.
Way to pay the bills, right? Because she can't use taxpayer dollars. She tried. Kathy Hochul, her buddy was like, okay, well, we'll give you $10 million to be able to put towards your legal funds. But we see this is a personal case. It's a personal matter, and it's her personal home out there.
But if Letitia James did pocket half of that $500 million, that would be an ethics violation and maybe a recall.
It's not fun. As a result, she's going to turn to this legal aid fund. Now, here's where it gets tricky, okay? Because a lot of people can make a lot of contributions to the legal aid fund. Let me go to the fine print. This was first reported in Gothamist. They said that the legal defense fund allows for donors to be subject to state laws that limit campaign contributions and require public. It won't be, I should say. The key difference won't be subject to state laws and will not require limits on campaign contributions, right? So that means, hey, there's a guy over at LinkedIn. I think she's going to be calling on you. Hey, Soros, I think she's going to be calling.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, she could get into some serious shit.
Particular comment. I thought Pete gave a hell
Yeah, I mean, like, dude,
Stuff like that. You're going to
but the thing is, now, you got idiots try to claim, well, I'm not afraid of Donald Trump. You got Greta Thunberg slamming Trump for she had no room to talk. She has no room to talk. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and end this video here, and I want to thank you guys for watching. If you're new to this channel, please leave a like, subscribe, comment below, hit the bell for notification. Always live healthy, happy, and wise. I love you guys. My name is Reverend Otto, REVANORDO, and this is the Anonymous Mando'Ade Network. Peace out. Godspeed. With a bless.